Well, welcome to the Black Friday edition of Monday Movie Pickup. Every year during Black Friday, I decide to be crazy and go into one of the stores, a couple stores actually, buy a bunch of movies. Why do I do it? Because I'm insane and the prices are good. But we have here Teen Titans Go to the Movies. This was an incredibly underrated movie this year. Not a lot of people saw it, but it's actually my favorite comedy of 2018. This movie was really funny. Most of the jokes in the movie worked. I couldn't believe that this movie, of all movies, was actually funny, especially when it's a concept that's been done before, making fun of superhero movies, and yet it still found new ways to do it, and that's amazing, especially at this point. We have Love, Simon. This was a pretty good movie from this past year, and not really much more to say about it than that. Just an enjoyable, teen romantic comedy. Then we have Ocean's 8. I actually really did like this movie a lot. I thought it was a good sort of continuation of the original series, yet it did its own thing. It's kind of hard to accomplish that, I think, but the movie was really good and had a number of moments that kind of wink to the original series, but I really liked all the new characters. We have A Quiet Place, so this was John Krasinski's film, and I haven't heard many people talk about it since its release, but I really thought it was an interesting idea for a horror film. Game Night. This was another pretty good comedy from the past year. I don't know, we haven't really been getting good comedies in the last couple years. Finally got Shape of Water. I saw this movie twice in theaters. I loved it. It won Best Picture, and I am definitely totally up for watching it again. It really gets that 50s aesthetic down. It's a good tribute to movies, to monster movies, to just so many things, and it's got so many good performances. There's just so much to this movie. There's something for everyone to like. Logan Lucky. This was another one of my favorite movies in the past, in 2017. But I was disappointed in this. Justice League. When I first saw this, I thought it was alright. I'd like to watch it at home without the hype of just kind of seeing all these characters together and see how it is. I finally bought Coco. Yeah, I've been waiting for this one just because, I wanted it to go down in price, but this was also one of the best films of 2017, and, Pixar, they do really good with their Blu-rays. Glad to own the movie finally. I don't know if I talked about this too much in 2017. I did a review of it. I enjoyed it. I liked, of course it takes place in the 80s, so I liked that. Smurfs: The Lost Village and Hotel Transylvania 3. I did see this movie in 2018, and I have not seen the Smurfs, but these are both bought simply because I'm gonna have to review them eventually, since I'm doing all the Sony animated films. This was the Lego movie that I wasn't too much a fan of. I thought it was interesting what they did halfway through the movie with the villain, and he kind of gets caught and they have to go on this adventure, but he's also the father of this guy. And the nice thing is, it is a sequel, but it also is a completely different movie from the first one. Not completely where it can't be in the same universe, but it does something different with the idea, and I like that. I think if you're gonna do a reboot / sequel the way this movie does, I think this movie really was on something, the way they went about the storyline. Kingsman: The Golden Circle. If people remember, this was one of my most hated movies of 2017, but I bought it because I've owned the first Kingsman. It was cheap, and I just want to finish the series. I actually have seen parts of this since the original release. There are a couple things I like about this movie, but for the most part, I really think that as the first film kind of tributes the Roger Moore era of James Bond, I think this one kind of tributed the worst of the Roger Moore James Bond films. Bottom of the list 2018 films. I hated this movie, and I just saw Fantastic Beasts: Crimes of Grindelwald, which I think is even a worse movie than this, but they had a lot of similarities. The way they told a story that where nothing was really going on, and they were just setting up for sequels, and I couldn't believe that movies are still making that mistake. For as many movies that have made that mistake and have failed at the box office, other movies are still doing it, except the only Difference is, this one still made a lot of money. Okay, now we're getting some older movies. Escape Plan. I've never seen this. Just saw Creed 2, so gotta get some more Stallone movies. A Cure for Wellness. This is one of those movies that everybody's been talking about it. So I bought it, and I was like, finally gonna watch this, because that's on the list. This is also on the list. Rise of the Guardians. I've been meaning to watch this. This movie and Arthur Christmas for years. Next month I'll be watching Arthur Christmas, and reviewing it, but Rise of the Guardians is another one I need to get caught up on this. Now these two are not Black Friday movies, these were bought online, but Tusk, this is a movie that actually, it scared me a lot. A lot of movies don't really scare me the way this one does. This is actually one of the more terrifying movies I've ever seen. Which, I mean, I guess some people think it's silly. And I have Red State, and this is the only Kevin Smith movie I've not seen. Quentin Tarantino apparently approves. Yeah, oh wow, that's a lot of... Black Friday kills me every year. We'll see if I see it next week. Hey everyone out there, thanks for watching the video. Still, I hope you comment anything that you think I should buy that I don't own yet. Monday Movie Pickup, I've been enjoying just updating you on my collection weekly. They're really quick, easy to do videos, but I hope you enjoy them just the same. Really big shout out to my Patreons, Movie Johnson, Ryan, and Lucas. You three are some of the best supporters out there. It's unbelievable that anybody would be doing something like that for me on Patreon. I don't know how long I'll keep this series going on for. I mean, you know, there's only so many more movies I can buy. But, yeah, I will see you all tomorrow land, right? Yeah, okay. See you then.